Whew, oh boy, it's been a few weeks probably since the last ramble. I always say I'd record one when I'm not streaming for that day, but normally I end up putting it off or doing something else or just whatever. But yo, welcome. This is ramble number. I have no idea. By the way, I do have a ramble playlist. If I never mentioned, I think I started it maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I think when they were adding the Rev caves to old school, actually, they were gonna like make it like I don't know, just a whole bunch of bullshit. So I don't know. I guess if I remember, I'll link it below if you want to take a look. If not, it's on my channel under like playlist. Then go to. It's got the most cringe name, by the way. It's called AlkanRs Rambles. I know, dude. It's like this. You see that spelling? It's like that, dude. It's like all kinds of rambles, but Alkans of dude. You can start cringing now. I'll let you get it out, bro, because that is pretty bad. But I thought it was catchy, so I'm gonna stick with it, bro. I'm not gonna change that. There's one thing I actually been meaning to show you guys for a while. By the way, if you want these to happen more often, I don't normally take like viewer questions or whatever. Well, I mean that sounds cocky, bro. I don't listen to you guys, but I normally just kind of come up with shit on my own. But if you want something to be like a discussion of like the next ramble, comment it below or some crap, or just say whatever you want, and maybe it will become a cool topic. Let me log on to this account here. So I haven't shown this, but before the blowpipe nerf ever was mentioned on my main account, I think this should be around here. All right, cool. It's not really like selected correctly, but I'm only going to be here for like a few seconds anyway, so it's whatever. Does my history even show it still or nah? Well, my history shows some things, not really. 100k scales for 172 each. Oh, here we go. 100 magic fangs for 3.5 mil each. I guess as much proof as I can show you for how much I paid for these, but 3.5 mil each was like on the lower end, to be honest. But I probably did one of my worst merches I've ever seen in my life. I got unlucky though. Okay, first of all, you remember when I was complaining about Zulrobots and I was like examining them? They're like 100k each, freaking KC. That was like half the reason why. Yeah, I bought myself all these for like around that much money each. I kind of forget what they were. I made a lot in the past off Zulra scales. You just buy them when they're low because there's crazy amount of botters. The botters get banned. There's like a big bot nuke, whatever. And then they go up in price. That's always been the trend. But this time, however, these motherfuckers nerfed the blowpipe, which just made the Zulra scales almost like 75 each they were at one point. Obviously, I didn't sell because I think I paid around 180 to 190 for most of my scales, and they haven't recovered in the past like year. Each fang and like whatnot was probably around the same price. So I don't know how much this is in losses, but I got really fucked, bro. It's actually quite disappointing, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I mean, I think I made like 400 mil off of a bond mert, or 300 mil or something like that. Like, right when the pandemic happened, I believe, I started buying bonds for like 3 to 3.3 mil each. I believe what happened was when people started getting their stimulus checks, they probably started paying for bonds. It was weird because I kind of thought that, like, I don't know what I thought, I guess. I just thought, who's going to buy bonds right now when, like, there's a pandemic and, like, no one knows, like, people aren't even getting paid right now and stuff. So I just thought that for some, like, I don't know why bonds went down. Like, this means they're being mass, like, purchased, I guess. But why? Why are people buying bonds during? I guess because pandemic means you stay inside, so you play games. But bitch, you motherfuckers spent real money on bonds during a You guys are crazy. Not you guys, but whoever did it. You some crazy sons of bitches, bro. Let me quickly get a new Slayer task on the hardcore. I do have a topic, actually. Not a topic. I think I have a few things jotted down on some random thing. I'll go double check it in a few minutes. Because we actually have a few topics maybe for today's video. Like 2 or 3 probably. Where did I put them? Let me double check. I think I put them around here. Let me scroll up. Oh boy, these are a little while ago. Okay. Oh god, we're gonna get right into it, aren't we? Jesus. Okay. So one of these options says bind items. Now when you think of bind, I think of like dungeoneering. This is actually, you know what? This question, I wrote this down July 29th. What day does it say? It's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much September the 1st. So I wrote this question down a month ago, and ever since the past like 30 days, there's like 5 or 6 people I know that have gotten hacked, and a few of them are Iron Man that lost like T-bows and all that shit. I think Aloe lost, he got hacked recently. He has like a 15 bill bank or some shit. I think he has a video on YouTube if you want to go watch it. But this is something I don't know if it could ever happen. I don't have a clue, but I've always wondered when it comes to being hacked, especially with Iron Man mode being in the game these days, where like an item has a bigger value than its actual value for like a main account, maybe, right? Like, I don't know, these dark baits right here, I'd pay like a lot more than 5 each for them, but obviously on Iron Man, I gotta spend time getting them. By the way, I'm getting these because I'm fishing dark crabs the past little while. I'll get into that later on probably, but anyways, bind items. I was thinking a long time ago, what if we could somehow bind an item to your account, kind of like a pet, where you could never lose it. The only difference is obviously you can't bring that item into a dangerous spot then, like the wilderness, because then obviously if you would never lose it, that'd be stupid. But trying to figure out all the extra things around this, could we ever have something where we just get to bind an item or like multiple items? Preferably ones that don't degrade, that way it doesn't get kind of weird. Like a scythe, kind of like it degrades. Maybe you can bind an uncharged scythe, but then can you use it? Can you charge it and use it and it's still bound? Like, I don't really know. It seems like there's a lot of coding issue with this entire thing probably, but it does make me wonder if we could ever get something like that. I think it would literally stop hacking almost. The only issue is obviously the Jag side of it is people will bind an item, then they'll want to unbind it, and then a whole bunch of like questions will be asked, like, hey, can I unbind this item? I don't know what they could do to make it so you literally can't unbind an item ever, even if it's a YouTuber or streamer, no special treatment. I would one day love to see something like this happen. It's always been on my mind when I hear about Iron Man getting hacked, especially Iron Man, because, you know, getting a T-bow on an Iron Man is one of the best things you can do. And if you get hacked and you lose it, you almost want to quit the account, to be honest. But, especially as an Iron Man, you don't plan on ever trading it or selling it or whatever. Could you ever maybe bind it to your account and you just can't lose it? I've never brought this up to Jax. I normally don't because I just feel like my ideas are just too good, you know, they're just too great. But it's something I wonder if they've ever considered or something, you know? It's just, would be huge for people getting hacked. Imagine you can just bind your T-bow, your Elysian. I don't know how things like Scythe would work, but maybe a Rapier. All those items, and then you just can't use them in the wilderness anymore, obviously. So you can never bring it in the wildy. I don't know how else it'd work with like the whole death thing, like Death's Coffer. Would it take more money? How would that work exactly? Hopefully, I don't know the coding for that shit, obviously. But that would be interesting. I would love one day to see this. I don't think it'll ever happen. Like, I have 0%, 1%. 1% faith this will ever happen. But if it did, it'd be freaking huge for every account, especially Iron Man. Especially Ultimates, when you think about it. I know that RS3 has this, but when you log into RS3, I don't think you can actually drop an item that you're wearing or it's in your inventory until you do your bank pin. I'm wondering if Old School will at least do something like that if they could. Because when you think about it, Ultimates have their fucking things in their inventory half the time. Well, I guess normally it's in the death place, but you get what I mean. It's in their inventory, or they're equipping something, like armor. You can literally just take it and trade it without typing in a bank pin, which is a bit weird, if you really think about it. If you get hacked while you're doing, like, Zulra with, like, 3 T-bows, well, then the hacker can take those bows and nothing else will happen, so I wonder if they could at least add maybe something like typing in a bank pin before you drop any items. I don't know how much that'll save because it seems like hackers are somehow getting through bank pins anyways these days. But maybe this would limit it. Like, maybe this will make it so only good hackers can hack shit, whereas the dumb ones... Oh god, that's my alarm. I'm trying to pull an all-nighter, to be honest. It's 11:30 right now. You just interrupted me, stupid phone. Yeah, maybe just the good hackers would actually be able to get through your bank pin. The shit ones that just somehow get onto your account, they won't get anything because, you know, everything's bound, or you just can't drop it. So, yeah, the whole security thing is still making me nervous. It's really weird. It's almost like you have to think Jagex has, like, some kind of deal going on with hackers. This is crazy conspiracy. I don't actually believe this. I'm just thinking. The fact that they haven't done fuck all about its account security. There is a Twitter post, I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. It was in like 2019 about like, we're going to take account security seriously or some shit. I'm sure you know what tweet I'm talking about. Nothing has been said about it since that tweet. And this is one of those topics that, like, it doesn't seem too relevant until you actually get hacked. So I understand maybe not enough people are pushing to these stupid freaking JMods about doing it. But once it happens to you or one of your friends, you'll start to be like, oh shit, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do account. Don't ask for it when it's too late, would be my suggestion. Ask for it now. Remind these morons that our accounts are at risk all the time. So they need to do. They haven't done anything. It's very weird. I can't believe it. It's like one of the most important things you can knock down as a like company is security, and they just don't do anything about it. Yeah, it's weird. Unfortunately, they're like one of those type of companies. Like, let's just say, I would imagine if your bank somehow lost your money, they would have to give it back to you. It doesn't work that way when it comes to, Jagex, right? If someone hacks into your bank account somehow and takes your money, I assume it's the bank's fault and they give it back to you or they trace it. I don't know how all that works, but it wouldn't be our fault for getting hacked. It's in the bank. It's supposed to be secure. It's your job to keep it secure. Otherwise, the bank would go out of business. Who the hell would want to store their money there? So yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it seems like it's a topic that comes up a lot, and they just kind of like turn a blind eye, or they just don't. I'm sure they care. It's just not in their department to work on it, so they don't often do anything. But it really fucking sucks. If I do remember correctly, I think one of the reasons why they didn't add something like authenticator delay was because they're like, we're going to get a bunch of complaints about people wanting to remove their authenticator that or that can't play their account for a week. Something like that. That was like the reasoning why we never got delay on authenticator, I believe, like removing it, was because they thought the like bystanders would just mess up and then can't play their RuneScape account for a week, which is like, oh, it's your fault for messing up. At least let the rest of us stay secure. I'm assuming that's why something like like binding items to your account will never work, because they're gonna use that card where it's like, well, what about the people who want to bind it, and we have to go through a whole bunch. It's like, well, fuck, dude, you're gonna ruin it for everyone just because a few people, man. So that was one of the ideas I had like a long time ago. I guess it comes up pretty often. Wait, do I need anything else? Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm actually on the hardcore right now doing Slayer, since I'm just AFKing. I'm just getting the dark bait as of right now for the next little while. I'll be fishing dark crabs probably on the Ironman. And the hardcore, they did that new update recently where the ashes actually give you full XP now if you have the elite diary done. So this thing, yeah, it's 10k charge, that's good enough. So that's pretty sweet, actually. Necreal's barraging now is like even more efficient than it already kind of was, which is crazy if you think about it. So that is big, humble news for you guys. Not for me, because my ass is, I guess I got 174 mil today. Hopefully I can actually stay up, like, awake for this ramble, because it's 11:30 and I haven't slept yet, and I'm very tired, but I'm going to try to stay up because I need to fix my sleep schedule, bro. What was I talking about? Besides, well, I guess we're done with the whole account security thing / bind items. But yeah, let us bind items. So let me bind this code eye, dude. So if I get hacked, they literally can't fuck with this code eye ever. They could never fuck with my code eye one. You know how crazy that would be? It doesn't even seem like it'd be hard to do. I mean, coding wise it might be, but dude, imagine being able to just bind this ancestral bottom forever. So if I get hacked, nobody can touch this. I would bind all my ancestral bottoms, because I never plan on trading these items anyways. So I'd bind all three. I don't know how many this account has, but I'd bind all of them, bruh. I'd bind these boots. I'd bind this friggin' necklace, or no, amulet, these necklaces. Let us bind multiple of one item, even that way, like, if you have dupes, you can even bind those if you want. You know what I'm saying, dude? But that's just wishful thinking, isn't it, having something that big in the game? I really doubt we'll ever get that, but it's a good idea. It seems good. What else was there? Oh, right, this one here. This feels cool to actually have shit to talk about. These are just small things that I kind of just, I guess, thought about while just playing the game, to be honest, or something. The next one was Blood Furies using Onyxes. Now, this is one that probably quite a few people have thought about. Onyxes have like such little use these days. It seems like I know that obviously Zenites use one, but they've crashed in price like nothing. Mostly because of Zolrabots, so that's great. Um, but what's a blood shard worth right now? I think they're around 7 or so mil. Let me go to the RuneScape GE. Hold on. I guess I could do price blood shard, couldn't I? Price blood shard. Okay. Oh, it's crashed hard. Damn. See, when I was thinking about this, it was like 7 mil or so. So as of right now, if you think about it, you can only buy an Onyx in the game for 3 mil cash, pretty much, if you were to buy it strictly. So for no matter what, Onyxes will always be at the very most 3 mil each because they can't go much higher than that. Otherwise, you'll just make huge money selling Chaos Runes. And you can always buy Chaos Runes from the store for 100 each. So pretty much it's bound to that price forever, 3 mil. Obviously, if a bunch come in the game, though, it will lower in price because no one's buying them anymore. And I think Chaos Runes, I think have crashed like crazy as well. I think most of it was because of Volcano originally, and then now I have no idea exactly what's wrong. But I think originally it was like Volcano. But I am wondering if they could ever add a way where you could charge a blood shard with Onyxes. I think it'd be huge for the game. Let me just clear all these things, so everything's out of the way. Now, the percentage it would charge the blood shard is obviously up for grabs. Would one Onyx charge a blood shard like 30% or 33 maybe, or 25 or 50%? Right now, Onyx is not worth much. Price Onyx. 1.44. So 3 Onyxes right now is almost the same value as a blood shard. Now, obviously, this is like long term, so you got to figure out the right percentage to deal with it, but this is something I wouldn't mind seeing one day in the game, just because I think it would sink such a crazy amount of Onyxes out of the game. I guess it'd be pretty big for Iron Man too, for many different reasons, not just because you might have extra Onyxes, but you might also have a lot of Chaos Runes, which you could sell and buy Onyxes with, and then charge your blood for you with that. But it's just something to think about. I don't really know why, but it seems like the Blood Fury is such a crazy nice item to have in the game, but it's very expensive to use, especially if you're using a Scythe. I think it's more expensive than a Scythe, to be honest, if you're using it with one, right? Because it uses 3 charges per use with the Scythe, and Scythe is 3 Blood Runes. I'm not really too sure, but I'm just thinking there's a lot more potential for this item to be more useful in terms of just the cost of it being used. Hopefully one day I think it was suggested on Twitter. I just don't know if they liked it or not, but I think one day if blood shards crash to such a low price, this would be the best idea to not only rebalance the blood shard price, but to rebalance Onyx's prices. So the fact that it's already 5 mil surprises me. I thought it was like 7 or 8 mil, like a month ago. Let me Google. Maybe botters are doing it. Maybe, I don't know. Dude, botters get to everything. Let me see blood shard. Let me check the GE like database on this thing. It says it. Oh yeah, it did crash hard recently. Holy, I had to switch screens, I think, so you can actually see this. This is how my stream is set up. Look at that, dude. Yeah, see, I guess I technically had the idea a long time ago. I think many people have as well, but holy crap, dude. This is the cheapest. Why is it so cheap right now? Well, if it keeps going down like this, then yeah, this idea would make even more sense, I'd want to say, to be honest, wouldn't it? Damn, why did it crash so hard? I'm so confused. What? That's a huge GP like decrease, like percentage-wise. Yeah, it's like 30+%. Holy crap. Well, that is actually very interesting. So I guess this is even more relevant now than before because the price difference isn't even that big. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it ever settles at like 4 mil for a long time or something, that would be a great time to maybe let us use Onyx as to like charge them. And let us charge it to like whatever percentage we want, not just 100, but like 200%, 300%, something like that. So basically a blood shard is equivalent to like an Onyx if you want to count like how the charges work. But you still need a blood shard to create one no matter what. So it's still kind of an item sink for the blood shard. Maybe they could make it so, yeah, I guess if you were to use it on a Fury, Maybe if you wanted to use Onyxes on it, it would become untradeable after. That way it at least sinks one Onyx and one Blood Shard out of the game forever, I think. Is that how that would work? I think so. So if you had to, like, if you wanted to recharge your own Blood Fury, you'd have to, like, make it untradeable. That way you could charge it with Onyxes. I don't really know, but I'm hoping one day that eventually happens, because it seems like it'd be a good idea, and it makes sense. I mean, it's literally being used on a Fury anyways, and that's with an Onyx. So I think it'll actually happen one day, as opposed to the binding thing. That'll probably never happen. But and account security, that'll also never be happening. So at least maybe we can get this. All right, we're not gonna get the account security. We're not gonna get the binding items, but we might one day get Blood Shards being recharged with Onyxes. So, maybe fingers crossed for that or some shit. What else do we have on this list? What is this one? KC Boss Achievements. Oh. I think this was like a suggestion or a question from the stream maybe or something. Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to ever release... Well, I guess I wasn't really wondering, but if they would... If they were to ever release a like an achievements thing that we have right now for like techniques on how to kill a boss, I guess. If they were to ever release one that requires boss KCs, like let's just say easy would require I don't know, like 50 grotesque guardians, and then hard would be, and it's already kind of there, but I mean for a bunch of bosses, not just a few. Maybe like Grandmaster for like Jad would be like 200 Jad or 300 Jad, something crazy like that, kind of. I wouldn't mind something like that in the game, to be honest. It's not a bad idea. It seems like that might be more of like an extremely long-term type of thing, like 200 Zux or something for Grandmaster. And it would have to be for boss KCs. It wouldn't be like speed kills. It wouldn't be like... It would just be longevity, pretty much, right? Stamina type of stuff. I didn't really mind that idea. I think someone just threw it randomly at me while I'm streaming, but not a horrible one. I don't hate it. I do wonder, though, how it would change PVMing. I think something like the boss high scores coming out was a huge game changer for old school. RS3 doesn't have it yet. I'm not really too sure why, to be honest, but I think it's a big game changer. It just makes bossing competitive. As high scores with XP is competitive, bossing high scores is now just as competitive, technically, and as well as clue scrolls, right? Anything that has a counter, whatever has a counter, it can be viewed as like a competitive aspect. So I kind of like that idea. I think this would probably be pretty game changing as well. I always thought the combat achievements would be quite game changing, just because it's gonna make people kind of leave their comfort zone with bosses and try to get better at them. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen, and it seems like that's kind of true. There's probably a bunch of people trying new things that they normally didn't want to bother trying. So I guess it's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit. The envelope, is that how you would word it? Pushing the crap. What do you call it, dude? The goalpost. The envelope works too, though, I think, but pushing the goalpost a bit further, you know, because that one makes more sense, I believe. That wasn't too bad. All right, what's the next one? Okay, what is this one? UIM loot bag / bow. Oh, right. Okay, that's what that is. Recently a poll passed, I believe, for Ultimates, where they could store that new Bofa, let's just call it, because no one knows how to actually pronounce the real name. Facherd? I don't know. It starts with an F, bro. Right, I think that was a little bit controversial for Ultimates, wasn't it? Because they got the looting bag. I think pretty soon you can put stuff in your looting bag without being in the Wildy. You're going to be like at that Wildy like Clan Wars thingy-mabob or whatever it's called. So that one passed, which I assume it was going to pass, and I think it's mostly because they're updating Wilderness pretty soon, where pretty much you would have to use an alt to use a bag on an ultimate, which is a good thing to add now, which is this new update. It does make bagging fully safe, though, for ultimates, which is kind of OP, but I mean, I guess it's if you don't make it fully safe, then you're just gonna give people who use alts an advantage, which they shouldn't be like an advantage for alting, but there is, unfortunately. But if you can remove advantages for alt abusers, that's perfect. So just you may as well just make it safe for everyone, I would say. That way no one is forced to use an alt to bag their stuff. So that was good. The other thing was the bow that you could now store. I think instead of storing a crystal bow in that one place, you can now store the Bofa, which is like an extremely upgraded version of the crystal bow. I originally thought this would be extremely OP just because the item on its own is just storable just on its own. When you take things out of like a storage for an ultimate, you have to keep all the items with you, otherwise you can't restore the items. So if it's like let's just say the dragon pickaxe storage, you need to have rune boots and a neat's knot helmet. So if you take the pickaxe out and you drop the rune boots and the helmet, you got to go re-get both of those items in order to store the pickaxe back, or you keep those two other items in your inventory, which is already scuffed. That was a great time to use the word scuffed. That was just executed perfectly. So yeah, now with this one, I think it's literally just the bow. So you don't keep any extra items in your inventory, which is pretty crazy. But I think the only reason I don't mind this update happening, I know I don't really play Ultimate, but hey, one day we're going to have an Ultimate. So I got like an opinion, you know? Because of the blowpipe nerf, I think this entire thing is kind of fine. Because before, everything was good with the blowpipe, nobody asked for like a storage. But once they nerf the blow, like if you take an item that everyone already kind of has and nerf it, like now most ultimates, they still have a blowpipe on them, but now they also need to have a new bow because they nerfed their blowpipe, right? So, like if they were to, for example, nerf Toxic Trident next, let's just say, then like, I guess what can you store a Sang staff now or something? It's just if you start nerfing items that ultimates already have, and now they have to get a new item for it, but they still kind of need to keep the blowpipe because the blowpipe is still good for some things. It's like an extra item an ultimate has to now get because they nerfed the blowpipe. As I guess what I'm trying to get at, because I think most ultimates will still keep their blowpipe. I believe, right? It's still a good item in some places. I think that new bow is actually really only good if you have the full crystal set anyway, so I'm not even too sure how that's going to work out. But, yeah, like if they're making you get more items because they keep nerfing the ones you're already using, but you got to keep all of them, that's kind of fucking with your inventory space pretty hard. So I don't have an issue with this being storable, I don't think. Just strictly because they nerfed the blowpipe. Now, if it was before the blowpipe nerf, let's just say Bofa came out and blowpipe never got nerfed anyways, then I would not hope for this. But because they've already nerfed the blowpipe and now you might need to keep an extra item in your inventory, which is a Bofa and a blowpipe, I'm okay with that one being stored, to be honest. So I think that one to me is at least okay. But pretty big update for Ultimates, it seems like. Those two updates right there. One of them I knew was going to pass. The other one, the bow one, I was like 50-50 with it. I would have probably voted to store it, strictly just because the blowpipe was getting nerfed, which means, you know, less inventory space anyways. So I would have probably voted yes. I don't know if you hate me for that or not, but hey, it passed anyways. What else is there? Slay Helm reworks. Oh god. Alright, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet or not, but the Slay Helm reworks are really ugly in my opinion. I don't think I can learn to like them. Let me look up Slay Helm rework old school RS. Is there like a picture of all these? Did Mod West do it? I don't know, man. I don't want to shit on no J mods, you know, but they look like ass, bro. They look like complete poop. I'm sure you guys have probably seen them. I'm trying to Google some of them. Wait, what is this? This was posted June 26th. Wait a minute. Why does this look way different? Dude, what is this? Hold on. I don't use Reddit at all, so I'm not even too sure what this is, but is this what he tweeted? This looks, wait, this one looks okay. Why do they break the horn off? If you've seen the Vorkath head in the actual game, the horn's literally broken off, which I think technically is how it's supposed to be, but this looks better. That looks way better. Dude, the one with the horn missing, this looks awful, dude. They fucked up the whole helmet, dude. I'm kind of happy I never actually bought those helms now. I was gonna buy it on my account. I have the Jad one still, which or not Jad, sorry. The Abyssal Demon one. I'll be getting the Jad one soon on my Iron Man, I think, though. And it really hasn't looked any different, to be honest. It looks very similar, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, they kind of fucked up a lot of them. I was gonna get the Vorkath one a long time ago when it was just kind of like blue. But not anymore. Now I'm just going to stick with this helm for my hardcore. And my Iron Man's going to probably have the Jad one soon enough, hopefully. I've been working on the Varix Flail for the Elite Diary achievement thing. It's been freaking awful, dude. What else is on here, dude? Oh, this is a huge one. This one might almost be controversial. This is so nice having topics. Holy shit. I thought about this one a long time ago. Um, so the occult necklace. That's gonna be the discussion, dude. It's a very good one. I think if enough people push for it, it really could happen because I think it should happen. Occult necklace was like the first mage bonus item that came into the game, I believe. And they just slapped a random ass DPS on it, which is 10% boost, I believe. It's 10%, not 5 or not 15, right? I think it's 10. 15 is too much, right? Yeah, I believe it's 10%. Let me just double check that way. Nothing, Can't I just do this actually? Wiki? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look how smart the streamer is, dude. Yeah, it's 10%. So because they made that necklace 10% by default, when things like Ancestral came out, they really couldn't make it too OP because you don't want to have like 50% mage boost while maging or something. So it seems like when Ancestral came out, they kind of had to make it a very low percentage because of the occult necklace already being in the game. But I'm wondering if they were ever to do something like this. Remove the occult necklace boost, make it like 2 to 3% maybe, and buff Ancestral to like 4 or 5 or something. I wonder if they would ever do something like this. It would make way more sense. Like if they were to redo it now, if we had no mage boosting items in the game, and the occult necklace came out, and Ancestral came out, and the cape came out, and like the bracelet, they would never make the necklace out of all things 10% boost, I believe. Like they would never do it. But this is one of those things that it doesn't seem like it's too late to change. Because nothing really changes if they do this. It's already worth nothing. By the way, this needs to be only dropped from the boss. They need to change that too. This is like a really broken item, dude. I think they should. So right now we have 10%, 2%, 2%, 5%. If they were to rebalance this, I'd want this to be 2%, this to be like 4 or 5, this to be 4 or 5, and this would still be like maybe. I mean, this being 5 is pretty fucking OP, but if you had to move it down to like 3 to 4, that'd be kind of okay too, to be honest. But it seems like this just needs a big rebalance. I don't know if it'll ever happen once again. I think they should visit it though, because it kind of like the blowpipe. You know how they nerfed the blowpipe because they couldn't come out with new weapons in the game that would out DPS a blowpipe because it was already set so high? That's exactly the issue with the occult necklace. What the fuck can they release magic wise that does more damage than the occult necklace? Nothing. It's 10 fucking percent boost. Ancestral is 2% boost only. Not to mention Kodai is 15%, which is gigantic. If they were to nerf, I mean, that is a little different in my opinion because it's like you don't always use this when you're maging anyways, though, so it's a little bit different. But Ancestral and Occult Necklace and Bracelet you always use while maging, so I do hope they maybe consider something like this one day because it really is broken the way it is right now. Like I said, if they had to redo this, they would never make Occult Necklace 10%. Same thing with, this reminds me, Construction not being left click. I think if they were to ever redo Construction, they'd make it left click remove, left click build. Just completely off topic, but it's kind of interesting when you think of things that like if they were to release this now, would they still do it the same way? Because normally the answer is no, right? Because hindsight, right? But yeah, the occult necklace, I'm hoping. Now what they could do is this. This is my other idea. I'm such a genius. Make it so you can maybe enhance the occult necklace by using other occult necklaces to charge it and make it go from 2% damage to 4% damage. But it uses occult necklaces slowly. I don't know how many charges one occult necklace would be. But yeah, so this necklace could be 4%. And since the necklaces are so cheap anyways, for the first like few years, it'd be very cheap to use like an enchanted like occult necklace. But I think they should make it 2% or something. Like it needs to like, dude, 2% is still the same as Ancestral right now. So if you think about that, that alone is this guy crashing me at freaking Anku's? What the fuck? Damn, bitch. Is it really that rough out there, right? Fucking Anku crasher, dude. At least he didn't kill me, bro. I got 3.2k there. That's not too... I'm going to go back there. Probably just got a Hop Worlds, I guess. But, yeah, not to get too off topic. I do hope they nerf it one day and they just readjust all the mage stuff. And this is also especially because there's a new shield coming out soon, the Arcane, like, blessed whatever thing, with the Raids 3. I think they're making the Arcane 5% damage. I might be wrong. I don't really know. But it's going to be between 3 to 5% damage increase, I believe. So think about this. A Raids 3 drop and an Arcane Spirit Shield, 5% mage DPS. A Cult Necklace, 10%. How fucked does that sound, dude? There's no way that they're not going to one day rework this. I think they will, and I think it would be a smart move to do, because this necklace is just way too OP for what it is, dude. It's way too OP. Maybe peers wouldn't like it or something, but hey, you got your blessed D-high chaps, bitch. So you get one, we take one, all right? That's how that works, all right? You get some shit, we take it back, dude. But I think rebalance-wise, it would make more sense than the blowpipe nerf, in my opinion. Like, that's how seriously unfucking even this is. The blowpipe nerf made like a little bit of sense. They should have nerfed it the first week, by the way. I think the blowpipe was supposed to be 3 ticks on rapid, is what people thought, but it was 3 ticks on accurate, so 2 ticks on rapid. In case you're ever wondering, when you Google things, if you're Googling a range weapon, it's always going to show you the accurate speed, not the rapid speed. So if you Google like a magic shortbow, it's actually 1 tick quicker than what it says, because I think it only shows the accurate option, not the rapid option, which is weird because everyone uses rapid with bows for the most, I think, don't they? As far as I know, yeah. I think the only time you might not use rapid is if you're throwing chins and you want to use less chins for more range XP, you would use accurate, but it's slower XP, if that makes any sense. So you would get more XP per chin doing accurate, but it would be slower range XP. So if you hate hunting chins, you would just put it on accurate, get a bit less XP per hour, but you'd get more XP per chin. So I don't know if that made sense or not, but I do hope one day they look at the occult necklace, because this one, out of all things I've mentioned today, I think this one would actually maybe get changed, because they have reworked Black D'hide, Din's Bulwark, literally just to make PKers happy. This would change it for the whole game, and it's also very necessary. So I hope they do it. Oh wait, wouldn't this kind of fuck PKers over? Because they all use a cult necklace, and it's a huge boost. Hey, you know what? Let's hope this actually happens. That'd be great. No more you freaking 10% mage boosters. So yeah, I'm hoping this gets nerfed one day, or at least not necessarily mage DPS nerfed. Keep the mage damage percent the same. So this is what, 10, 12, 14, and 19. So right now, these 4 items equal 19% damage. I want them to stay 19% damage, but rearrange the numbers. So this becomes 2. This maybe becomes like 4 or something. And then these would become 6 and 7 or something. It's just rough numbers. Maybe you don't have to touch the bracelet. I don't really know. But 5% still seems pretty OP, to be honest. I guess the only other way to do it is to buff Ancestral and leave the rest alone. But technically Ancestral would be like friggin' 10% per piece easily. It's way more rare than the Occult Necklace, and it's way more expensive. So if we were going off of that, it would be more than 10%. But that is just way too much mage boost, obviously. So yeah, hopefully one day this gets visited by the Jax team. I don't know if they're thinking about it or not. On top of that, like I said, add like an enchantment to the Occult Necklace so you can get more DPS by using more Occult Necklaces. And I think that's it, really, right? All right, the next one. We're actually almost through all of our topics. So remember, if you want topics discussed, this might be a bit more fun to listen to, leave them below so I have some stuff to discuss. This one here is intros. So I get asked this a lot when I'm streaming. I'm losing my voice, Liz. Kind of sucks. This is after a whole day of me doing everything, so I'm freaking mad tired. The reason I don't use my intro anymore isn't because it's like TOS for YouTube or some shit. I personally just got kind of tired myself of watching intros on YouTube. Now, there is a few that I don't mind. Obviously, if it's a catchy song, I'll admit I think I like Bodhi's intro. Like, if it was to be on all of his videos, I wouldn't actually complain. I kind of like it. But it does get tedious to always hear an intro, especially to a YouTuber that you might watch quite often. So, will I ever bring my intro back? I mean, maybe here and there just for fun. But I don't think I'd ever bring it back, like, on every video. I just think it gets tedious. I end up, like, when I watch someone's, like YouTube video, they have like an intro, dude, I skip it. It's almost like an ad. You just, there's like a 1 minute ad that I would never do on my YouTube videos. Some people skip it. You shouldn't skip an ad, by the way. It supports the content creator, dude. You should never do that. I don't know if there's going to be an ad on this video or not, so hopefully whoever paid for the ad didn't listen to the whole video. I'm going to have to delete this part in case this video does get an ad on it. I don't really know. I don't have any lined up, but hey, we might, Yeah, so that's intros for me. I'm not a big fan of them personally, so I don't think I want to add them myself. So yeah, that's about it. I think oh, right, the last thing. I guess this is still relative or relevant. I guess those words are both the same, aren't they? Let alone them nerfing relics in Deadman, which I think happened today. There was some weird post about it. What Deadman is reminds me a lot of, I think, Ultimate Iron Man at this point. If you were to go to Twitch, like when Deadman came out, like Reborn, like this one currently that we still have, I think, there was like 8,000 like 10,000 viewers on a few streams, maybe like 30 or 40,000 viewers in the RuneScape section. But if you actually check the Deadman worlds, that's like the official Deadman world, I think. They're like really empty, which is kind of, I think they're way down here, aren't they? Yeah, if you look at Deadman right now, it's noon Eastern time zone, so it's like in the evening in the UK. So any UK world that's like empty would be very weird right now to see. Let me see what these ones down here look like. So these are UK. Those are pretty fucking dead, dude. Right now there's like, I don't know, like 20-something thousand viewers for Deadman, but these are the numbers for the actual worlds, which is fucking crazy. Look at these, man. Like, holy crap, dude. 71, 67. These ones all have like 100-ish. It kind of reminded me almost like Ultimate. There's not that many people that play an Ultimate Iron Man, but Ultimate gets a lot of viewers on like YouTube or Twitch even. So, I don't know. I just kind of a random thing that I just kind of noticed, I think. It was weird seeing people have 10,000 viewers on Deadman, and then like you check the worlds and they're almost empty. It's like way more empty than like a typical world, isn't it? Like if we have these, like look at these worlds. These are just random worlds. 470, 550, 850, this is a total world though. I don't want to count those, right? 300, 600, 300, 300, 250s, 270, 300s, 300s. This is noon, so people are at work obviously. I think around nighttime these get to like 700 each. But yeah, Deadman worlds are like friggin' 10 times less people almost. It's insane to see. So it's not like a knock on Deadman. It's just a cool, interesting statistic, I guess. It just shows that a lot of people love to watch it but not play it. Kind of like Ultimate, like I said. So I thought that was pretty cool, to be honest. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but it does kind of tell you that like it doesn't, like Deadman doing well on Twitch doesn't really mean more people are going to play RuneScape, because I think most PKers think this, and it's just not the case, dude. Otherwise, you would have to say Ultimate has saved RuneScape, because if you look at settled viewers or even Mudkip, what up, Mudkip? You can see it doesn't save RuneScape. Everyone's not an Ultimate. It gets a lot of viewers, but it didn't really save anything. It definitely helps content creators, obviously, make money or gain subs or whatever, but it didn't do anything for the game, really, like anything at all. Same with Deadman. It's a nice advertisement for the game, but it doesn't make people start playing. So I don't want to hear this bullshit anymore that Deadman and PKing is going to revive RuneScape. No, it's not, bitch. No, it's fucking not. Because we see the numbers. They're low as fuck. They're lower than anything we've ever seen before, minus your mother. Whoa! That's rude, bro. And it doesn't do anything. It's big for Twitch, though. But does that really do anything? Maybe, like, will it make it so more people watch RuneScape once Deadman's over? Maybe? I don't know. But if people aren't, like... It's like someone coming into your store and just looking. It's like, that doesn't really help, my guy. That does not help my business, bro. So, if anything, it makes it worse because you're taking up space and it's like fucking no purchasing going on, Oh, I'm just a looker, bro. So, yeah, I don't want to hear this bullshit anymore that Deadman could save Rune. No, it's not, bitch. Stop with that shit. It's not going to do any of that. It's good for views. It doesn't make people start playing Deadman or let alone play RuneScape. So, It doesn't do anything. It's just good for content creators. It's good to watch. But that's really as far as it goes, to be honest. So, yeah. Anyways, what else is there? I think that was all we actually had for topics under my, right? Nothing else? Yeah, wow. We actually went through quite a few topics, didn't we? Yeah. Unfortunately, none of them are going to probably happen. But hey, man, a man can honestly wish and dream, dude. I'm so tired of talking. Holy crap. I don't know how long this video has been so far. I know rambles are normally a bit long. This one didn't feel much like a ramble, though. We actually had like legit topics for a little bit, you know? It's kind of nice. It was a pleasure to be your host, you know what I mean, bro? And I'm actually playing my freaking hardcore on the big screen, which is very rare these days. But since that account's just getting... Oh, right. Let me talk about that for a second. I think right now my Iron Man, I have a small goal, which actually takes a while. It's like 300 hours. But I want to get 100,000 stacks of food on my Iron Man. No real reason why. But at the moment I'm working on getting 100,000 dark crabs in my bank. I have around 70k right now. So I need, like 30,000 more, which is about 100 more hours of fishing dark crabs. But obviously I need bait as well. I think I have enough bait, but when Group Iron Man comes out, I'm probably going to be fishing dark crabs as well. Just something mad AFK I can do. So I'm going to get more bait even now, but I think right now I actually have enough bait to get myself to 100,000. Plus that Rada blessing thing helps a bit too, right? Like 8% or some shit. So that's why I'm currently killing Ankus. In case you're wondering, this is a really good spot to get bait. If you ever get a Slayer task that's Ankus and you want dark crab bait, this is where you should honestly come. It's just east of the Corp Cave. It's that little dungeon entrance, and then you literally spawn right over there. So you just come northwest a little bit. It's really nice, and it's obviously AFK. I even have this ring on right now because I'm trying to get hard clue scrolls, but it seems like I'm not getting any. It doubles the chance, but these things have like a 1 in 500 drop chance. So it's 1 in like 250 right now for me, which is still pretty freaking rare. So good for like green dragons and hellhounds, so that's for sure. Unfortunately, it drops no matter what if a PKR kills you. So I don't know what happens if an NPC kills you. I don't know if you would lose it or keep it or what, but I think you would lose it probably. But if a PKR gets you, you definitely lose it. I'm not sure what the PKR gets if you die for like an imbued wealth ring. I have no idea. Maybe like a bit of GP or something, right? Maybe? I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, that's the current small goal. I've been doing Corp on the Iron Man the past like week or two on stream. I've been doing Barrows. I've been like not burnt on it, but just a little bit demotivated. I think my agility is 26 mil now. And obviously no pet yet. I didn't do the penguin course though, so I'm not going to complain about being mad dry, but I am on drop rate to get it. But agility is just not that much fun, dude. This account, 2,085,000,000 experience now. That's not too bad. Oh, just yesterday. Hold on. I made a tweet like yesterday, actually. Here we go. Where is... I have to switch screens again, dude. Here it is. I got the... Oh, my God. This screen's way too big, dude. How do you see it? What could I do? I can move this. There we go. I got my beaver pet yesterday on my hardcore at 93 million XP. I was always wondering when the fuck I'm gonna get it. Like, I knew I would get it because I'm gonna get 200 mil woodcutting anyways, but like, I was getting a little bit nervous, bro. It was kind of nice being that dry. When you know you're gonna get 200 mil in a skill, you kind of want to go dry on the pet just to see how dry you would go, and then you can just like tweet it and then get a lot of clout, and that makes me really happy, dude. But yeah, we got that pet recently. I think I have 16 pets on my hardcore, which is weird because I don't really pet hunt on that account like at all. I kind of was for a bit, but then I stopped. I was gonna, like a long time ago, alright? I mean, it might still happen one day. I was gonna go for all like the pets I can get on my hardcore that wouldn't kill me, and then start PVMing on my hardcore eventually until I die. But I think I changed my mind because my Iron Man became really good. I got like a T-bow on the Iron Man, and I just was like, okay, what's the point now? Because the main reason was like PVM without T-bow kind of sucks. And I was like, I'm not going to get one on my Iron Man because it could be forever. But then I ended up getting one, so it kind of just changed my mind about it. My T-bow might have saved my hardcore's life, to be honest. But I'm still considering it one day. Because, I mean, sometimes it just feels weird to have two accounts that are always on and, like, they're both good, but I could just make one of them really good, I guess is what I'm saying. But like I like having a well-rounded account. A lot of PVMing and a lot of skilling. I like that mixture of both, especially for Iron Man. But this account doesn't ever get to PVM, so it kind of sucks. But who knows, dude? Maybe one day. I think maybe after 200 Most Slayer, I might be more compelled to starting to do PVMing on it, because I will be rank 1, hopefully. Hopefully we don't get past, you know? And then, which would be kind of dumb, though, because if I went to do PVM, I'd probably do a lot of PVM Slayer, like Dagonoth Kings and whatnot. So I would just get no XP, but I mean, hey, it's whatever. Hey, I have a lot of Slayer points anyways in this account. If I hover over my Slayer thing here, you'll see, where is it? 48,799 points. So, hey man, if I ever became Iron Man on this account, you know, I could just skip for any PVM task I ever wanted, because I'd have all the points for it, so that'd be kind of cool. But not cool being a Grey Helm, though, that's for sure. Let me move these around. What the hell was that weird-ass noise, dude? Has this been long enough to be considered a ramble? I don't really even know how long these clips have been. This clip is 38 minutes, though, which is good. I'm losing my voice fully, and it's also, who just followed me while I'm thinking? Well, shout out to that guy who just followed me, bro. I don't ever disable my Streamlabs thing when I'm recording my videos, just because I think it's kind of cool to just have like a random ass dude following me or subbing or something. Hey, if you guys randomly sub to me, you might be in one of my videos, or if you randomly follow me, I guess, technically. But hey, if you sub, there'll be a noise, okay? If you just follow, there'll be no noise. So if you ever want to try to video bomb my videos, just randomly sub on my Twitch channel, alright? Bro, you might see yourself, you never know. Alright, so I'm like running out of my throat's starting to hurt, bro. So I'm gonna probably end it there. I don't know how long it is, hopefully it's near an hour. That's like normally the goal. But yeah, like I said, leave comments of stuff you might want me to discuss for the next video. If you have any suggestions of like things you think would be good for the game, you can comment it below, and maybe I'll take a look at it. And if it's extremely stupid idea, I'll discuss it in my next Ramble video, and I'll probably roast you for a good amount of time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hey, if you could like the video, that'd be fantastic. If you've watched the whole thing, then that would be great of you. For 1 hour of content, you return the favor of clicking the like button once. That would be fantastic, bro. Have yourselves a great day or night. I gotta try to stay awake for the next 8 hours, so that's gonna be rough. If I go to bed at 8 p.m., honestly, that's not even good enough, is it? I gotta try to go to bed at 10, don't I? 10 p.m.? If I go to bed at 8, I might end up accidentally waking up at like 3 in the morning, and that is not a fixed sleeping schedule. Because I'm going to wake up at 3 and go to bed at like, I don't know, noon to take like a nap, and then my sleep's just as bad. Right, speaking of that, the reason I'm trying to fix it, by the way, I was going to mention it at the start of the video. Gyms have reopened in Canada, well, at least in Ontario. The past like 2 weeks, I believe they've been reopened. No mask, but you have to wear a mask when you're switching from like if you're gonna like walk across the gym or something, I guess you have to put your mask on. But I'm gonna be honest, because I go during the daytime, it's pretty empty, so I don't really do that. I don't like, it's just, you know, you're working out with the mask off, and you like look in your pocket, you grab your mask, you put it on, just to walk like 1 or 2 meters away from yourself where there's no one there. I don't bother putting it on. I'm not an anti-masker. I'm just saying that if there's literally no one there, there's no point to put the mask on. So but I haven't gotten in trouble or anything. I don't think they care, honestly. They probably just have it as a rule that way, like, I don't know, if some inspector or some bullshit comes in and sees no mask, it wouldn't be their fault because they have the rules laid out. It would just be my fault for not following, probably. So it's probably a legal thing. But yeah, it's been nice to have the gym back. But the past week I haven't gone because my sleep schedule is so bad that I wake up and I have to stream right away, because I wake up in the not midnight, but like in the friggin' later times, you know? So I have really no time to go, unless I go at like 8 in the morning before I even go, like right before I go to bed. That's like, I have no energy, so I can't do it then either. So I'm in a bit of a pickle, dude, hopefully. But if you're wondering strength-wise, my first few workouts, holy shit, dude, my first few workouts, I couldn't even go back to the gym the next day. Because I guess after like a year and a half, you really are fucked. Holy shit. I did like 1 workout for chest, and I literally, like, my arms and my shoulders were like, I couldn't move them almost. If I was to lift up my arm, which kind of stretches your chest a bit, Like I felt like my chest was ripping almost. Like that's like how sore it was, if you get what I mean. Say with my legs, I felt like I literally had to walk kind of with like my knees bent a bit so there wasn't too much pressure on my ass or something. I don't know what it was, but it was like anal to be honest, so that was great. Big fan. Back wasn't too bad. It just when I stretched my back, I could really feel like the knots or something almost. But yeah, the first week was interesting because I literally had to go one day. The next day I couldn't go because I literally couldn't really even walk. So that's been good. Hopefully I can stick to it again. But strength-wise, we are way down, dude. Oh boy. I think I grabbed the 80-pound dumbbells for chest that day, and I did like 6 or 7 reps. And I think here's like a small layout of my workout like 4 years ago, probably. I would go to the gym and I would grab the 40-pound dumbbells and do like 20 or 30 reps, just like that's like a warm up or something. I'd go to the 110 dumbbells. I would do 4 sets, roughly 8 reps each, and then go down to like 100-pound dumbbells and do 12 reps for like the first 2 or 3 sets. I'm trying to remember from just memory right now, but I'm pretty good at remembering things like this. Then I went to the 100-pound dumbbells, sorry, the 90-pound dumbbells, and I would do 15 reps, like 2 or 3 sets, and then the 80-pound dumbbells just to like do as much as I could pretty much. So I'm literally starting at the very bottom of what I used to end my workouts with. That's like my startup now. And I can't even do like a few sets with those 80s. So it's unfortunate, bro. Oh well, I guess one day we'll get back there, dude. But holy crap, the comparison's awful, dude. I don't look much smaller or anything. I just lost a lot of muscle, probably gained fat, to be honest. I'm sure I gained some fat and lost some muscle, so my weight hasn't moved much. But streamer not looking so great, dude. You know, not looking so great. All right, what tasks do we get before we finish off this entire video? Back to back or Abyssal Demons? Yeah, we'll do those. Why not? Oh yeah, check out that Blood Rune stack, by the way. Looking pretty good, isn't it, dude? What have I been doing on this account? Yeah, just woodcutting and all right. I've been mining at low too. Take a look at the ores, dude. 50k Addy ore, bro. 5,000 rune. This tab is worth 1.4. Well, I guess the cash stack is also here, but bank video coming end of the year, pretty much. Even though this pretty much is my bank, but yeah, end of the year probably it'll be happening. So look forward to that. But thank you for watching. Enjoy your day and goodbye.